The Tau are a young humanoid race with a keen mastery of technology who are united by their unwavering belief in the greater good. They believe adamantly that their destiny is to bring hope and enlightened rule to a galaxy overtaken by darkness. The Tau are very ambitious and have made contact with numerous species throughout their travels. Those who do not side with them and share their aspirations are quickly exterminated. The Tau's fire warriors have been known to undertake actions to cleanse entire colony worlds of all their inhabitants. The Tau's mastery of technology and keen ability to innovate has enabled them to make rapid advancements to their weapons of war, which has allowed their people to bring light to the darkness of bleak stars. On the field of battle, the Tau fire warriors will fiercely defend their ideologies of the greater good. They excel at laying down volleys of precise, concentrated firepower in coordinated attacks to cripple their enemies before they can react. Tau society is comprised of a system of social division that places them into 5 distinct groups. These groups are known as castes, all named after an element of nature. When born, each member of the Tau is placed into a caste that most resembles their personality traits and temperament. The caste system was established long ago by the Ethereals as a method to end civil war and unite the people for the greater good of their empire. The Water Caste are responsible for ensuring Tau society functions smoothly by maintaining coherent interaction between all of the other castes. They are well-spoken diplomats and cunning traders, able to secure the materials needed to procure the Tau's advanced armaments. Members of the Water Caste will often accompany Tau expeditionary forces, making use of their linguistical talents to negotiate safe passage through alien-controlled star systems. The Water Caste have also been known to conduct interrogations on captured enemy soldiers, exploiting their weak minds to harvest vital intelligence on their enemies. Those who possess a heightened mind for technology are placed into the Earth Caste. They are skilled artisans, scientists and engineers who are responsible for the creation of their advanced weapons and war gear. Perhaps one of their greatest creations is the legendary XV-8 Crisis battlesuit, which formed the basis for many of their other creations. Labourers and technicians also form part of the Earth Caste. They are tasked with building and maintaining machines, constructing housing, and farming the land to provide food for their people. The Air Caste provides daring pilots and tireless starship crews to fill the ranks of the Tau's vast fleet. Members of the Air Caste can spend most of their lives operating in space and outside the borders of the Tau Empire, making them a more isolated part of society. The pilots tend to have superior depth perception and a higher tolerance to the acceleration forces encountered while flying. The Fire Caste is often the most encountered and feared by other outside races, as they form the military core of the Tau Empire. They are skilled warriors with many years of training and battle experience. Generations of Fire Caste are often raised and trained together, so that the troops form a strong bond. This connection strengthens their resolve on the front lines, spurring the warriors on to fight for their kin. The Fire Caste members are derived from the physically strongest of the Tau's original tribes, and have been selectively bred over centuries to further improve upon these natural advantages, so that each fire warrior is resilient, aggressive, and brave on the field of battle. To the Fire Caste, war is a form of art, a discipline to be studied and mastered to the best of their abilities. The leaders of the Tau, which have commanding authority over the water, earth, air, and fire castes, are drawn from the 5th and final caste, called the Ethereal Caste. The individuals of the Ethereal Caste are very mysterious. Their origin is unknown, and they command the respect and loyalty of their followers without question. They are by far the smallest caste, but each member possesses great wisdom and ability to guide the actions of Tau society for the greater good. They act as the spiritual and political leaders of the Tau, commanding and motivating their kin to greater achievement. Ethereals will often seek counsel from higher-ranking, experienced members of the other castes, but ultimately, the final decisions fall to them. The wisest members of the Ethereals form part of the High Council, which is itself led by an Ethereal Supreme. Despite their vast knowledge of the material realm, the Tau still have little knowledge of the warp beyond its existence. This is beneficial in some ways, as it reduces the likelihood that their minds will fall to corruption from the mind-bending energies of the Immaterium. However, without any psychers, they have little protection from the physically manifested powers cast against them. It is thought that their avoidance of the warp is intentional, as they feel tempering with such unnatural energies does not align with the ideals of the greater good, and will only lead their people down a path of darkness. As a result, the movement of their Starfleet is limited to short distances, as they lack the navigators necessary to safely traverse the mysteries of the warp. Their interstellar vessels therefore take much longer than Imperial vessels to cover the vast distances between the stars. As the expansion of the Tau Empire continues, the endless war has seen the Fire Caste gain extensive experience in battle. Those who reach the highest ranks of command will have served the greater good for decades, and their service is only ended through old age or death. During their service, each Fire Warrior uses some of the most advanced war gear in the entire galaxy. The brilliant minds of the Earth Caste have furnished them with an array of highly advanced battlesuits and incredibly powerful and effective weapon systems. They have also developed artificial intelligence systems that can augment battlesuits, providing support functions such as advanced targeting arrays, making their weapons even more effective. These AI systems are also installed into drones to perform reconnaissance or to provide additional fire support and protection. The Tau are well aware that individually they lack the physical strength of the Orc or the swiftness of the Eldari, but united by their beliefs in the greater good and backed by their powerful technology, they know there is no obstacle that they cannot overcome. The Tau have spent years adapting their battle strategies and have become masters of combined arms warfare, eliminating their enemies from afar at a safer distance, as they tend to fare poorly in close-ranged engagements and will avoid it if possible. Their squads of Fire Warriors are well versed at laying down torrents of pulse rifle fire, as veterans in crisis battlesuits make skillful use of their mobility to leap in and out of cover with the suit's jetpacks, blasting the enemy with a deadly array of weapons. As the Fire Warriors provide frontline fire support, the Hammerhead gunships fire volleys of pinpoint railgun shots from the back lines, eliminating enemy tanks and other key targets before they are even in range. As the enemy draws closer, salvos of Seeker missiles are unleashed that hunt remorselessly for their targets. Overhead, nimble Razor-Shark strike fighters provide vital anti-air assistance, while Sunshark bombers are called in to sweep away entire battalions of enemy ground forces. When the situation calls for additional firepower, Riptide battlesuits and Storm Surge artillery walkers are deployed into battle. These incredible weapons of war are among the deadliest of all the Tau's armory, wielding some of the most advanced and destructive weaponry. XV-104 Riptide battlesuits are usually found laying down hails of fire with heavy burst cannons and unleashing barrages of guided missiles from their smart missile systems. In addition to a twin-linked smart missile system, KV-128 Storm Surge walkers are large enough to mount a pulse driver cannon or pulse blast cannon. These immense weapons strike fear into the hearts of the enemy as they leave nothing but glowing craters to mark where their victims once stood. The Tau commanders make use of the arts of war, learned from the collected wisdom of the old heroes, which they have mastered over many years. The deeds of their elders are a source of inspiration for the future generations of commanders. Under their commanders' wise leadership, these elements of the Tau forces combine to deliver the most efficient victory possible. This strategy is effective for Tau, as they are relatively small in number, so cannot afford to employ the tactics of attrition used by races such as the Tyranids, who wear their opponents down with sheer weight of numbers. While the tides of war may dictate sacrifice in the name of the greater good, all military assets of the Tau are valued, and none are carelessly thrown into battle without purpose and direction. They all have their own unique role, and the Tau avoid any kind of static defense or wasteful last stands unless left with no other option. Due to this, many of their fortifications are equipped with anti-grav thrusters, so that they are able to redeploy to advantageous battlefield positions and escape from overwhelming situations when necessary. Tactical retreats, to prevent the loss of lives or to create new avenues for sealing victory, are seen as honourable and praiseworthy deeds amongst the Tau. The Tau have developed numerous strategies which are carefully studied by every member of the Fire Caste over many years, and their approach to war is as philosophical as it is practical. Whichever strategy is deemed optimal for eradicating the enemy in a given battlefield situation will be applied and adapted as the battle progresses. The expansion of the Tau's mighty empire has seen them conquer countless planets in the name of the greater good, as many of the encountered alien forces have refused to join them. The Tau's preference, however, is to pursue the more peaceful option of taking in all the alien races they discover, rather than engaging them in war. Thanks to the diplomatic skill of the Water Caste, many races, such as the Kroot and Vespids, have been welcomed into the embrace of the Tau Empire and have become valued assets in furthering their great cause. Even some imperial worlds have allowed themselves to be claimed by the Tau Empire, as it has been noticed that those who reject the peaceful offerings of the Tau are quickly invaded and often destroyed. Every time a planet is conquered by the Tau, it is noted as a sphere of expansion and added to the mass of their empire, increasing the growth of their cause. During this expansion process, the Tau have learned of the horrors lurking within the dark void. They have suffered incredible losses and devastating setbacks, but they remain undeterred and driven by the ideals of the greater good. Nothing will stop them in their mission to unify the galaxy, and they continue to expand their stellar empire regardless of drastic setbacks. With each victory, the Tau know they grow ever closer to fulfilling their destiny.